Ron had a post on social media a couple weeks ago saying it might happen.
This is a tricky question because I've been doing a great job all day, like avoiding setting up like, oh, we're gonna do this or we're gonna do that. I mean, ultimately, like, yeah, if we don't win a national championship, I think like it will be a disappointment because that's just our mentality. Like talking to John Jansen on the car ride to Chicago, who's part of our '97 team, and just like seeing how he set it up from a leadership standpoint, how like they attacked every day, and just any insights I can get. And I mean, we got as good a shot as any. Like the margin for being in the playoffs and not look at 2016, it's inches. I mean, it really comes down to that. And like any game that we were in last year, like besides the second half of Penn State, I mean, I feel like we could win. So.
You and Rashawn have gotten a lot of attention, obviously, but talk about those interior guys a little bit. How good you feel about the tackles that are good.
Yeah, so this is my opinion on the matter, but the offensive line is kind of the identity and at least with the core of what makes it run for the offense. For the defensive line, the defense is almost like the defensive line. But it all starts in the middle and then works its way out. Because like once they establish that they can't run in the middle, then like for a lot of teams, okay, what are they going to do? They have to either run outside or pass. And those guys, they set the tempo now. Those guys get after it, and just like it's amazing how athletic they are for their size. And I could go on and list a whole bunch, but there's a couple kids in particular that really turned the corner this year. Like those names consist like Michael Dwumfor. I thought he did a great job. Luigi Verlaine, he was coming off a knee injury last year, but he's done a great job this offseason. I know he's outside, but somebody really in particular was Carlo Kemp. I'm not gonna. I'd say this to his face, so I'm fine saying it in public. He almost looked like a doughboy last year. Where like this year, I think he looks like a man. So I think he's gonna be a good player for us. And Aubrey Solomon as well. I think like especially the last few weeks, he's really started to like mentally turn the corner. So.
Chase, the last handful of 5-6 years, defense has pretty much been the trademark. Are you guys, and I remember, we were asking you guys last year the same type of questions. Was it waiting for the offense to come around? Is it still similar feelings, or are you guys confident that the offense is going to start coming around?
It's tough because, like, you're almost baptized, like, it's sad to say, but, like, I was almost baptized to the idea that it was always Michigan's defense responsibility. Like, if you look at like my freshman year, our offense, I think we had a couple games where we had negative yards rushing. Like it's not a bad mouth at anybody or the offense or whatever. But it was always kind of like it was our responsibility as a defense, like no matter the turnout. And it's the truth. Like if they don't score any points, like no matter what happens, they cannot win that game. And so I mean, you learn from it and from those things, and you just keep working it. It's at the end of the day, like you can't point fingers, but having an offense that's even marginally better than it's been will have, huge dividends. I think personally, but that's just like I said, my opinion. On humble man's opinion.
From your guys' standpoint, though, just trying to put myself in your shoes is one of the mainstays of the defense, and you guys see like a lot. Just in the past 3 years, how many different offensive coaches, analysts, that sort of thing have been through there, yet the defense largely unchanged. Does that make you guys worry as defensive players? Like, okay, well, here we go again, the offense is more transition. What's your thought process?
The transition could be a bad or good thing. You transition from, like, this isn't any reference to Coach Oak or Coach Harbaugh, but I'm just saying in general, like, if you had some team on a remote planet who's just like a bad coach, and you transition to a really good coach, like, a transition's a good thing. Like, you transition from having cancer to not having cancer, anything like that. Like, sometimes transition's good. In the case of the offensive line, I think, like, they've transitioned into a bunch of people, that were kind of unsure of what they were doing. Like, it just didn't seem like they had. This is just from, like I said, my perspective as a defensive lineman on the team. It just didn't seem like they had as much confidence in what they're doing and like bought into like the protection schemes and stuff. Whereas this year, I think like like it seemed like you had some guys stepping up and identifying themselves with the roles. Like we are offensive linemen, like Caesar, Ben Bredesen, and Jawan Bushell-Meady, and even John Rennie. And so there's some stuff to be excited for from that front. And like if you have an offensive line that's dominant, like even if you don't have great quarterback play, you at least give yourself a chance to run the ball. Make it possible for the other guys. So. Yeah, like I said, there's a lot to be positive about the offensive line in general. But the offense, like we got a lot to worry about as a defense. Like Notre Dame, Winovich, he's a great player, and I don't know if he'll be the quarterback this fall, but whoever's in there, they're gonna present some challenges.
Chase, someone mentioned Spotlight. Last year you guys had the Amazon series, which I'm sure we've heard plenty about, and you had a big part in. Is it kind of nice this year to not have the cameras around as much? I mean, Michigan football's always in the spotlight, but not the extended spotlight. It
was cool. Conor McGregor talked about this too. It's just like it's important. I always reference it. These guys are laughing because they know it's true. But he talks about this too. Like when they're asking him about his documentary that he did on Netflix. It wasn't in theaters, but it's on Netflix now. Anyways. And he was talking about how it's important to almost document these things because many years from now, a grandkid or somebody will look back and watch it and be like, it's so cool, your ancestor did this. And so it was a great experience, honestly. I'm happy it happened, but it was a little annoying when I'd be in our team defensive meeting room in the front row, and the camera was this close to my face. And I don't know if it was a wide panel thing, but I'm not the most handsome man in the world, so you get a little insecure sometimes. And you just don't know, the thing is, you just don't know what's going to be on the film because, I personally don't have any say in it. This much is going to be in it, but, you don't want a part where you're daydreaming the cameras are in there, you're locked in, so it has good stuff and downsides to it. But.
Chase, going back to Notre Dame, you've answered it already, I apologize, but where is the level of excitement for your team in general to get that game here?
I've talked about this previously, our level of excitement about that game is off the charts, and we're eager to play that game and get another shot at almost redemption for those guys. For me, personally, whenever I was a freshman, I didn't go to Notre Dame, but I was on the scout team and trying to prepare those guys, and we got smoked in Notre Dame, and I think it was 31-0. So it wasn't a great day at the office for Wolverines. So there's challenges and there's opportunities in life. This is a great one that we definitely look forward to, and definitely has been motivation for us.
Their rival, Michigan State and Ohio State are rivals. You hear the questions all the time. Not to ask it, what goes through your head when it is
about Ohio State and Notre Dame and being rivals and stuff.
Ohio State and Michigan State.
Yeah. Okay. Just what about them?
The struggles against them.
You ever see Lion King? Man, it's what'd you do that for? It's in the past. It's whatever. It's in the past. The past may hurt. I'm butchering this quote here, but it's in the past. The past may hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it. And so we're not shying away from the fact that we've really struggled against our rivals, even though we've been in every game. It's just we just haven't got the breaks that I think we needed and found a way to win, and they have. So it's definitely at the forefront of our head, but at the same time, it's not, because those games are great, but they're down the road, man. We just got to worry about, like I said, previously, I don't know if you were here, but it's just the same way you eat an elephant is what we're gonna do, and it's just one bite at a time. That's the only way you can do it. So.
What's the lesson learned, though, Chase? What's the lesson learned from those near misses?
In those games, is that I'd say the biggest lesson is probably that you got to, if you get the chance to make a play, you got to capitalize. There's plays in that game, which you guys are smart people. I'm sure you can go out and figure out which ones those were the last couple of years, where we make those plays, and it's a different outcome in every game. That we've lost, really, but especially in those rivalry games.
Chase, on the subject of
do you feel like this team is going to give you the best chance, this group of guys, to go out and win a Big Ten championship?
Yeah, I really think so. I mean, when you factor in the fact that we had, the youngest team in America last year, and we returned everybody on, we returned basically everybody on defense except for Mo Hurst and Mike McCray. And when you factor in the fact that our offense is at the very least be marginally better than it was from a production standpoint last year. I think there's a lot of things to be excited about at the very least.
Chase, on the subject of Ohio State, it looks like Dwayne Haskins is going to be the starting quarterback this year. You guys played against him in the second half last year. Like, compared to JT Barrett, just what stands out about him as a quarterback?
I don't even know if I probably should say this as a Michigan guy, but he was impressive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we didn't know much about him. Like, we knew a little bit. Like as soon as JT got hurt, I'm trying to find out from the sideline, what do we know about this guy? Like what's he do? And he came in and physically, JT is. I think he's gonna be missed for Ohio State. First off, the man is a winner. Say nothing else about him. He knew how to get the job done. A lot like Trace McSorley. But for specifically Dwayne, he's just he looks the part. He comes in and some people have a presence, and he's gonna be definitely a force for them. That's just my opinion.
Sharon said that the offense is probably going against you all the time.